Okay, this is campaign number 4, and I talked about it earlier. I think in black 11, and then I got them out of order, but black 10, and some other numbers about Galesburg, about single parent households. How if a single parent household and you don't want your kid to get in trouble during the summer months, and they're out on the street and you're working, and like during times of war, we seem to be able to come up with any amount of money to win the war, which is the way you want it. You may want to take the summer off to watch your kids. So a single parent household, we'd split the school year up because you wouldn't want everybody off, at the same 3 months. A single parent household, you get 3 months off a year to watch your kids when your kids are out, and the school year would be split up so everybody wouldn't be off at the same 3 months. So the single parent household would get, even though you'd have to work 9 months a year, 3 months a year you'd get paid to watch your kids so they wouldn't get in trouble. You wouldn't have to watch them like a hawk, but just a little bit. And then, okay, now, if you don't have kids, it wouldn't be fair that you had to work the whole year. So you get 3 months a year off too. You get your normal salary, 60/40. Your boss will get paid just normally like you were working. Okay, now, so somebody'd have to come in and take over your job. So, while you're off, somebody'd have to take over your job while you're working, but that'd have to be arranged. And in rush hour, the people that have kids in school or other things where you gotta have a time shift, I can see why everybody'd have to leave work at the same time. But people that don't have to leave work at the same time, I'd like to see the work hour or the work shift split up where everybody don't punch their clocks at the same time and get out on the street at the same time and leave work at the same time. We don't have everybody leaving work at the same time and having the streets blocked. I like to see, where it ain't necessary that everybody leaves work at the same time and have a rush hour. You don't have to leave work at 5 o'clock. You can leave work. I mean, you may and you not have to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe get to work at 10 o'clock. I mean, you may not want to leave work at night. I don't know how we do it. And then I'd like 2 hour lunch for lunch. You may want a 2 hour lunch break so you can leave work and not have to stand in line at lunch and not get anything to eat. Sometimes when you go to eat, you can't even eat because there's such a line. You go to Taco Bell, I don't know if there's a Taco Bell or eat or a fancy restaurant, there may be such a line, you can't even eat because there's such a line. You can't eat, you gotta leave before you eat or whatever. So you may get paid for lunch, or bosses get paid 2 hours. You get paid breaks while you're at work. There'd be the boss would get paid to bring in snack machines, or whatever, for snacks and a soda machine. The boss may get paid for shuttle service to take you home. In wintertime, during hazardous driving, rather than taking a bus, if it's a small company, the boss may get paid for a shuttle service, and the shuttle driver The shuttle driver, because he's driving a vehicle, maybe $300 an hour, 60/40. But that's all to be discussed later. That's just the offer that's on the table. And you're not voting for me because I'm not the best person, but you're just voting for an idea. If you vote for me, you're voting for the idea. You're not voting for me, you're voting for the idea. You know, if you say, hey, that's a good idea, I'd vote for that. You're not voting for me, you're voting for the idea. If you want a 2-hour lunch break, paid, say, yeah. That's like during a war. If you don't want to lose the war, say, yeah, I don't want to lose that war. Spend as much money as possible on the war. If you don't spend enough money on the war and you lose the war, the money's no good. They say if you print too much money, the money's no good. But if you don't spend enough money on the war and you lose the war, then the money's no good. But if you spend enough money on the war and you win the war, then the money's no good. Then the money's good. If you don't spend enough money filling in the potholes, then you got a pothole in your road, and the roads are no good. If you don't spend enough money on the infrastructure, then the infrastructure is no good. We know it need to go out and fix the infrastructure. They say where will this money comes from? They say we're $1 trillion in debt. And, you know, where did this money come from? We can't pay it back. We borrowed it from nobody. We, why stop? You know, we might as well keep on keeping on. No, you know, we can't go backwards from now. We might as well go forwards. We got to fix our infrastructure. Congress is stalled. Vote for me, and I'll start fixing the infrastructure. Can't do it one-handed. I'd have to hire people to help me. I can't do it one-handed, but vote for me saying we're going to fix this infrastructure. We're going to fix the roads. We're going to build the bridges. We're going to pay the construction workers 60% at $300 an hour to build the bridges. And the people they work for will get 40% or more for the stuff that goes into the bridges, or whatever has to go into the bridge. I don't know whether the construction company would buy the material that went into the bridges or whatever. Well, I got 8 minutes and I'll have to shut it off. But you're voting for the ideas, not the man.